Good morning, I'm Chief Petty Officer Mason Champlin. I'm the Special Command Aide for the 9th District. Right here we have Chief John Lee. He's a bosun's mate and he's the Executive Petty Officer for Station Cleveland Harbor. We're here today and we're going to show a way to make a nice bacon-wrapped turkey meatloaf with mashed potatoes and roasted zucchini and yellow squash. Let's start off by cutting an onion up. We're just going to slide onions right into here. This is our ground turkey mixture, and then we're going to move on to chopping the garlic up. Perfect. There's our minced garlic. Let's add it to our mixture. Now, Chief, we're gonna mix the meatloaf up. And here we have 5 pounds of ground turkey, the onion and the garlic that we mixed up. So now over here, can you add in, those are peas or panko breadcrumbs? This is 3 cups that are measured out. Just go ahead and dump that in there. We have 4 eggs cracked. You can just pour those right into there. And then we have 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary and 1 teaspoon of dried thyme and a tablespoon of ground black pepper. Measure out 2 teaspoons of the Worcestershire sauce, please. 2 tablespoons of salt. So next we're gonna throw some gloves on, start mixing that up as well as you can. This is about 5.5 pounds after the ingredients we added. So we're gonna split this in half and make 2 bacon wrapped meatloaf. So if you want to, we can just kind of go like this and eye out about half. Just place it down like that and then you can start to form it a little. Go ahead and grab your bacon, start with that long piece and just pull it this way. Now, watch how I do this. You're just gonna go ahead and flip it over. So now it's gonna look like this is a flat side, so we can kind of shape it back. Perfect. Remove your gloves. We're gonna get this in the oven. So now we're gonna make mashed potatoes, which is going to be the starch that goes along with our bacon wrapped turkey meatloaf. So now, gentlemen, we're gonna wanna cut these potatoes down to about 2-inch pieces. So we're gonna take this, put it on the stove, bring it up to a boil, and we'll monitor it. All right, Chief, so next we're gonna work on our zucchini and yellow squash. So this is a roasted zucchini and yellow squash with grape tomatoes and onions. It's all gonna be roasted together. It's really nice, easy to do. So if you wanted to take 1 zucchini, cut the stem and the root end off, then you're gonna wanna cut that in half lengthwise, and then make 1-inch pieces of those. All right, so the final vegetable that we're going to put into our little medley, if you will, is going to be some grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes, anything you want, just as long as they're pretty close to the same size. Now, one of the things that we want on this is the tomato to be a little bit crisp and a little blistered on the outside, which is only going to happen if some of that moisture is coming out of there. So we're just going to cut these in half. All right, so now that we have everything, we're going to mix it all together. So here we have our spice mixture, spice and salt and pepper. So it's dried basil, dry oregano, salt, pepper, and red chili flakes. And over here we have some minced garlic that we did a little bit earlier when we showed you. So you can just put all of that in there. And so next we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It's not as important to measure it in this step, but what we want to make sure is we have enough oil in there to coat everything. Just mix all your veggies up. I'll get the roasting pan. All right, let's dump it onto the sheet pan. Excellent. Go ahead and use the spoon to make 1 single flat layer of everything. You see how everything is nice and coated in the oil, evenly sized for the most part for the same vegetables. This is going to be a beautiful mix, and we're going to top it off with Parmesan cheese. All right, so here we have our potatoes. They've been boiled and we strained them. So now we're going to smash them, add our milk and butter, salt and pepper, and get ready to serve them. Perfect. So this nice smooth consistency is what we're looking for. And that's going to be right where we want it. Mashed potatoes are done. All right, so now pretty sure our meatloaf is done and ready to go. So what I want you to do is go ahead and temp that. All right, and it looks like we are right about 160 degrees. So we're going to go and check this one too. This one's right there as well. So we're going to go ahead, put these in a pan right here so they can rest. What's resting's going to do is going to start that carryover cooking process. So it goes from 160 to at least 165. And then what it's also going to do is allow for some of those juices to reabsorb into the meat. So then we have 1 plate already made up. So we're going to go ahead and just get this ready. So this is a nice simple meal. Really easy, nothing fancy about it, but it looks great, and this is what we're serving for lunch today.